Good morning, family. This is Ricky, and welcome to Hope for Today. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's the 7th of December, a great day in our history. So we always want to commemorate the great sacrifices that our war veterans and the men and women of our armed services have delivered to this country. Thank you so much for being who you are as we think about what this fateful day in World War II history means. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 17 says, "But the Lord stood by me and strengthened me, so that through me the message might be fully proclaimed and all the Gentiles might hear it. So I was rescued from the lion's mouth." It is quite plausible that Paul here is likening what would have happened 5 years before in his trial, where he was kind of called out for preaching the gospel and causing confusion amongst Jewish ranks. But he's lamenting the fact to Timothy that everyone had deserted me. No one stood by me. Okay. But then in this verse, he rejoices that the Lord stood by him and strengthened him. And it brings to bear upon us this gospel reminder that even when we are alone, we are still not alone. Even when we are alone, we are still not alone. Some of y'all are watching right now and you're going through that moment where you've been kind of left alone. You've been isolated. There's some people who are running with you that stopped running with you. Maybe the moment that are the holidays brings sadness to you, right? And you kind of draw to yourself a little bit. Some of you have some sickness or some disease or some illness, and it's just hard, right? Because everybody starts taking care of you instead of spending time with you, and I've been through that before, so I understand that. Some of you are going through some terrible heartache in relationships and things are just falling apart and breaking apart. And sometimes when you're going through trauma and terrific moments in your life, Satan's lies that it's only happening to you, so you feel alone. And Paul's talking about what it meant to have everyone desert him and how he felt alone in that, and he was alone. But then he rejoiced in the fact that even when I was alone, I wasn't alone because Jesus stood by me and strengthened me. And that's a promise of the gospel available to everyone watching right now, that if you feel alone right now, Jesus says, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." Jesus promises that he will always be with you and he will take care of you. And I pray that prayer over your life today, that if you feel alone, if you are alone in this season of your life, Jesus is standing up and Jesus is strengthening you in what you got to go through. I love you. Don't give up. Don't give up. You got this because God's got you. And that's hope for today. I'll see you next time.